Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. Obviously, we're not on the beach this morning. We're having a weather malfunction. We have a huge storm here that's supposed to last a couple of days, and we have flash flood warnings for a couple of days, and we're having thunder, lightning. We're expected to get, I think, 6 inches of rain today, so I thought it was a good day to stay home. Good morning, Faye. Thank you all for joining me live this morning. Just giving a brief update on why we're here on my balcony instead of at the beach. Seemed like a safer place to stay this morning. Even the kids aren't playing tennis this morning. I am wearing a microphone so that you can't hear the air conditioning and the other stuff out here. But if anybody has any issues with sound, please let me know. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Alice, Melissa, Sherry. Thank you for joining me live. Good morning, Lily. If you're joining me live, please say hello and tell me what you're crafting on this morning. Good morning, Edna. Oh, because I'm home, I have the opportunity to show you the mug that came in the mail the other day from two of our Yarn on the Beachers. They made a custom mug for me with Curious George on it. I know this is backwards because of YouTube's new glitch, but it's a beautiful mug with turquoise in the inside, and they wrote "Seek Curious George" on the outside and put a little bird on it. And that came in the mail to me, I think, a couple weeks ago. But I've talked to both of them since then, and it's not something I want to take to the beach because I wouldn't want to hurt it. But now that we're here at my home, I could show it to you. Good morning, Lisa. I am still working on, yes, Faye, it is a really nice mug. I'm still working on my knit lace cardigan, and you can see I've made a lot of progress. I'll show it to you. I'm going to try, a little dangerous to try this on a short circular, but I will go ahead one side so you can see there's what the top of it's not blocked obviously, so it'll be much longer than that. Kind of can't see it against the top I'm wearing, but we've made quite a bit of progress. Still not long enough to finish, not even close. But that's okay. It's coming along well, and I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm working on this morning. If you're working on something, please let me know. Thanks, Heather. It is hot over here this morning. I guess it's because I have no breeze. Yes, this is what I was knitting in my PJs last night. I was watching Charlie's Angels reruns and waiting for the basketball game to start. Good morning. Thanks, Mary. Hi, Jan. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Elisa's watching from bed. That's a great place to be. Christine's working on her Brooklyn shawl from Motif Magic. That's wonderful. Good morning, Danielle. KB's almost finished with a shawl. That's a nice feeling. Let's see, I brought a couple things out here to show you this morning too. It is very humid, Monica. It is so warm and humid, and there's no breeze that I'm not going to melt, but I'm hot. Faye's working on baby items for a friend. How fun. I love baby stuff. I would definitely like to do a baby collection soon. Carrie's working on a baby dress. Yes, KB, I could use a fan out here for sure. And then that would affect the sound, and then we'd have problems all over again. Just can't win. Lisa's working on a chain tunic. Wonderful. That sounds fun. Danielle's working on a knitted sweater for her daughter. Wonderful. Gifts are such a rewarding thing to knit and crochet. Somebody's working on a circular vest, I think. I missed some of it. Donna, I missed that. Sorry. Annie's working on a summer jacket. Cheryl is working on the, I think she means celebration poncho. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's a great piece for summer. Sherry's working on the Vinga belted cape. Ooh, that's another pretty one to wear. What weight of yarn are you using for that one? Because I wrote the pattern in multiple weights. Ellen's working on scarves and shawls for Christmas. Wonderful. Marie's working on a jumper for her granddaughter. For those of you that don't know, a jumper is also a word for sweater. Oh wow, lots of people crafting this morning. Not going to be able to read all of them, but that's okay. I'm happy to see all of you are crafting this morning. What a great way to spend a Saturday morning. Melissa's going to start a cardigan for summer and the Chanel necklace. Great. The Chanel necklace I think is going to be great for gift giving. Imagine how many you could get out in a weekend for getting ready for your holiday gift list. Be great for teachers, great for people that you're not sure of their size. I think one of the great ways to figure out what color to make for somebody is to pay attention throughout the year to the colors that they gravitate towards, or the accessory colors that you think look really great on them. Some people look really great and you notice it more when they wear a pop of coral, or when they wear a pop of pink or turquoise. And then if there's somebody that you think wears a lot of neutral colors, I would go with a neutral color like black or gold or silver or something like that. But depending, you just need to pay attention to what people wear, and chances are you can figure out what colors will go for them. And then a variegated color is another way to pick a color that you think that they would wear. Edna's working on the Chanel necklace right now. Annie wants me to teach tatting. Someone wants me to teach you how to make a shawl that matches a hat. You'll have to please explain that a little bit further. I'm not sure if you mean in the same stitch pattern, in what capacity do you want them to match? And back to Annie's question, I have never taught tatting, not that I couldn't, but it's something that I've never taught before, so it's something that I'll have to think about. If there's, going back to when I first learned how to be an author and pitch a book idea to a publisher, something that they always taught me, and it stuck with me for many years, and I'm so grateful for it, is to figure out if the world needs your input on something. And if there are lots of great teachers out there already, then I'll have to see if I have a specific point of view that makes sense to add to the tatting world or not. Otherwise, you know, I might be irrelevant. How many hours do you work a day? Someone's asking me. Well, I get up about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I start reading email and answering social media comments and things like that right away as I'm waiting for my coffee or my tea or whatever. And I continue to do that throughout getting ready. I am on the road by 6:30, 6:45 in the morning to drop Marlon off at tennis and to head to the beach for my 6-day-a-week podcast. I come back here and I work all day in my studio, working on shipping out orders, winding yarn, producing video content, editing video content, working on social media posts, designing patterns, working on patterns, and basically running a full business from home. I'm back in the car by 4 o'clock to drop all of my packages off at the post office, pick Marlon up from tennis. Hopefully I've made dinner while multitasking while I work. If not, I have to figure out dinner when I pick up Marlon. Then we come back here. We're either eating dinner and cleaning up after dinner, begging him to bring his dirty clothes up from the car, starting laundry, and as soon as I can get him settled and everything else settled in the house, I go back to work until I go to sleep at night. And that's usually around 9, 10, once in a while 11 o'clock. And I start all over again at 4:30, 5 o'clock the next morning. And that's assuming nothing else has come up in the day. But that's pretty much a general day. So how many hours is that? Let's start at 5, 12. I mean, I'm working and multitasking at least 16 hours a day, give or take. Do I give myself a day off, Heather? Not really. You know, unfortunately, there are things that arise that make you take a day off work, you know, and so I've had to do so much with my dad getting sick and then dying, and now having to take care of his estate all by myself. Not that it was a big fancy estate, but there's still so much involved in closing up someone's life. And not everything was spelled out for me, so it's been incredibly difficult. And because things like that take time out of work, I try to hang on to days off for things that come up in life. So I don't actually take a day off to go, I don't know, what do you do on a day off? Go to a spa? I don't know. I save my days off for when life happens. So it's not the fanciest answer, and I'm sorry it doesn't sound so glamorous, but I actually love what I do, and there are definitely bonuses to doing what you love. There's an expression, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and that's kind of true. I can't say, Melissa, that's true. Sometimes the universe just makes you take a day off. Like after my dad died and then we got through the funeral stuff, the memorial stuff, I was passing out at 5 p.m. every day for a week. And I just know that was my body saying, that's enough. You've been in overdrive way too long. So another bonus to working hard, long hours all the time, is that when you do need to take the time off, it's easier to juggle. You're not losing as much at that point. Does that make sense? So I just work long and hard hours until something comes up. And then let's say something fun comes up. I can usually swing it. I can usually juggle my time to make it happen because I work really hard, long, dedicated hours the rest of the time. So between if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's a great mindset to have. You work hard and long hours when you can. It means you have the freedom to do the fun stuff when it comes up, especially being a single parent. When Marla needs to be driven somewhere, I can usually juggle it because I pack in so much work the rest of the time. And because of what I do, I'm able to multitask on the road. So let's say tonight, he wants me to take him and his friends to the movies or dinner or what have you. I'll say, no problem. I'll pack the car with yarn or with some sort of work. I could go to a coffee shop and work on social media stuff or work on my blog. If I have good lighting, I can bring yarn with me. So I'm always figuring out how to multitask as well. So it works for me. But I see there have been a lot of comments while I was talking about making sure you take time for yourself after a death, and I totally get that. The falling asleep at 5 p.m. has made a huge impact on my body and my mind. Not out of the woods yet. There's still a lot of crap going on with trying to get his stuff resolved, but it's coming along and I'm doing the best I can. Good morning, Beatrice. Thanks for joining. Sorry I missed so many comments. If there's something you feel is important to repeat so I can answer it, please feel welcome to do so. I don't see any other solution to talking and missing comments. And I know if you know me, you know I mean well. So Andy loves teaching. I love teaching too. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Heather. KB had to clear her house after her gram went to nursing home. Yep, that's a lot of work. I've decided to donate all of my dad's belongings to the community. And I had absolutely no luck with finding a charity to come and pick everything up. So a good friend of mine who lives near his apartment, which is about 45 minutes from me, Brandy, yes, the sampler pack is back in stock. I don't have an updated picture for it, but I've added all 9 colors to it. So it is in stock. I just haven't announced it yet because I didn't take a new updated photo for it. But if you're interested in the Serene Sampler Kit, it is back in stock. I have a small quantity in there now, and there'll be more coming soon. Thank you, Gabrielle. Christine, I am not an only child. I have a sister that is a year younger than me that lives in Michigan, who will not be coming down for any of this. She has obligations that keep her in Michigan. Thank you, Annelle. Beatrice lost 2 friends this week. Oh boy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Death is the great equalizer, isn't it? It doesn't miss anybody. And it's always, I think that when death comes to our circle of friends, it's always a good opportunity to remember that we are mortal and to make every day count. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it is so true. And I have found that it has been so helpful for me to make every minute count, make every day count with Marlon, and with all of my interactions with other people. I feel like it's given me a great reminder to live life a little more fully, which reminds me of another saying: the best way to honor the people we've lost is to show them how well we're living. Annie wants to know what I made when I first started. When I was pregnant with Marlon, I taught myself how to knit and crochet, so I was making baby stuff then. And I have to say, my quote that I just shared, best way to honor those that we've lost is to show them how well we're living. It is paraphrased, my words, but from one of my favorite movies, P.S. I Love You, and one of probably my favorite love story, which is so weird because it's about a dead husband. And there was something that Gerard Butler's character said, no, something that the wife said about her departed husband, said that she said his attitude was always to honor those we've lost by show them how well we're living. Or I'm saying my words now, I forget how it's worded in the movie, but it always stuck with me. And every time I've had loss in my life, it's something that I try to remember, and it's what I've been using as a mantra for helping Marlon overcome the loss of his grandfather, whom he was really close with, and to help him get back to tennis and get back to his goals and the things that his grandpa was so proud about him, is to continue to repeat that saying to him pretty much as a mantra, and it's helped. It's definitely helped him to stay on track. So that's good. Oh, I had a couple other things I was going to show you this morning. The rest of my crazy Amazon finds in knitting needles have come in. You know, this knitting needle is the one that I've been working out of that kit now. So I've been knitting sport weight, which is pretty fine, linen yarn on this set of needles for 4 days now, and I haven't snagged at the join once. Not once, which I find pretty impressive. So when I bought a full set of 24s for around $8 on Amazon. Look at all these sizes. And the cords keep them organized by size. The size is also burned on the sticks in millimeters. But this whole set sizes 2 millimeter, including the 4 millimeter, up to 10 millimeter, was under $8. And I love size 24 circulars for doing sweaters in the round. I bought the full set of 16s, which I love for doing sleeves in the round and making hats and cowls and all sorts of smaller circular things, and even small things like dishcloths or swatches. I love 16s for small things. So I got this whole set for also under $8. And the tips are bamboo. And I'll show you the joins on these, which I haven't snagged once in 4 days on the one that I'm using. I feel like because it's kind of like a straw that goes over the tip, I think even if it fell apart, we could easily fix these with a good glue. And then I bought, the needles are really smooth to work with. And honestly, if your needles didn't come smooth, all you would need to do is use some really fine sandpaper and maybe even a little oil, and you'd be good to go. That's the kind of thing that us DIYers don't need things to come perfect. We can make things perfect for ourselves. So full set of 5 8-inch DPNs in all of these sizes for under $10, all bamboo. So I will be doing a review on all of these on my website later this week. I think these are fabulous. They're in my Amazon shop, so beeswax would work great too. That's right, Captain Housekeeper, absolutely. So you would want to use super fine sandpaper and then use some beeswax or oil afterwards, and you could make these top notch. Absolutely great. So when I do the blog post sharing my review of all of these, now if you want to buy them now, they're in my Amazon shop. So it's amazon.com/shop/Kristin Omdahl. It's in the video description here. It's also on the front page of my website. It'll give you a link to go there. Also in the link tree on my Instagram page. But in the blog post, I'm going to show you some ideas that I have for making cases. So let's say you wanted to give these as a gift. What an impressive gift to give somebody who's a knitter, right? You could give them the whole set of needles and hand make them a case. So I have a knitted wall hanging pattern on the Interweave store that I'll share with you. I also have a sewn needle case for the DPNs. That's a free sewing pattern on my website. And just to remind you, you could buy any of my fabrics for that in my Spoonflower shop. Here's the samples of all of the prints that I have in my Spoonflower shop. So hopefully you can see those. There's a link to that also in my in the video description link here, as well as on the front page of my website and the link tree on Instagram. So you can find that. And I'll share with you where to find that sewing pattern on my website. It's a free pattern as well. I also have a blog post on my website that I will link to as well, where I show you how to take an over-the-door organizer and turn it into an amazing circular knitting needle station organizer. So I'll show you that one too. It's wonderful. Christine's tried bamboo hooks from Walmart. I'm going to look for bamboo crochet hooks on Amazon, but in the meantime, my favorite crochet hooks, like ever, is Susan Bates Silvalume. I love the anodized silver over the needles, over the crochet hooks. I love how fast they are. And I've linked to 2 sets of those in my Amazon shop. You can also buy them anywhere crochet hooks are sold. They're not expensive. I've been using them, I think, just about as long as I've been crocheting. Bamboo is really nice though, and some of them are really expensive. If I can find a lower cost set, I'll certainly let you know. Christine likes the tulip hooks, okay? Plastic knitting needles. I don't care for working with plastic in crochet hooks or knitting needles, Annie, but everybody has their own preference, and I have no issue with whatever anybody likes. And it's amazing. We all hold our hooks and our needles differently. We all think about knitting and crochet differently, so it's definitely very personal. And I think that whatever you use is perfectly fine. You know, a lot of people just like to ask what I use, so I'm happy to share what I use. Some people like the ergonomic hooks. Yes, you can also make non-ergonomic hooks ergonomic if you add, you know, a pencil grip to them. I've seen people do that as well. Yes, there's going to be a crochet along for the Morgana crochet shawl at the beginning of June. Yep, someone else likes the boy hooks, somebody likes the Denise interchangeable ones. Yeah, whatever works for you. I'm currently looking for a set of Tunisian crochet hooks on Amazon. I believe they're in the same style as these knitting needles, and I'm going to try one of those out this week, and if I like them, I will be sharing a review with you. I don't like to write negative reviews. I prefer to just keep negativity away, so if I don't like them, I'll return them. I feel like it's more important to spread positivity. There's plenty of critics out there, and I'm not going to be one of them. I prefer to only talk about positivity. Elisa got a Tunisian set at Amazon. Do you like them? Annie's, I think, still asking about tatting. Not sure. Oh, Heather, yes, I can do a demo about braiding my hair. Yep, we can definitely do that. Oh, good. Elisa does like her set. Excellent. Bring them to Knitting Club, Elisa, and let me see them. Maybe they're the same pair. Maybe they're the same set I'm looking at. Look at how shiny I am. I'm so sweaty. I can't believe it's hotter here than the beach. Actually, I do know it's hotter here than at the beach because there's no breeze. Melissa likes Tunisian too. I love Tunisian. Hi, Donna. Gabrielle has a set from eBay. Elisa said yes. And makeup too. Yeah, if anybody's interested in talking about makeup and hair, jeez, I can't tell you how much I love makeup and hair. Do you know, I start planning my ideas for my makeup the day before I do it. I love painting my face so much. I love coming up with a theme. I love coming up with a color palette. I love deciding how natural and how glam and all of that. I try to coordinate outfits or a mood. I love it. I love makeup and hair. I find it's just another creative outlet. In fact, today I can show you the back of my hair. I took my two. Yes, it is the model in me, Beatrice. I think I learned at such a young age how to, glam up that it's something that's always been in me. So I took my two braids and I'll show you. Went that way and pinned them and then added the flower clip in the center. And I think it looks super cute. Christine likes to French braid her hair too. Thank you, Ragda. Can I find you a suggestion for Donna? I don't leave the house. Oh, hello, Dolly from Columbia. I don't leave the house without concealer. I have really dark circles under my eyes, and I totally feel more comfortable when I wear concealer. So that's actually what I start with in the morning. Well, I start with, my moisturizer and my eye serum. But I clean my face, put on my eye serum, add my face cream, and then I let that sit for a couple minutes. And then the first thing I do for makeup is add concealer under my eyes, because not only do I have dark circles, but you can see my circle is actually deep set also. So even if the skin wasn't dark, because it's a pocket, it automatically gets shadow. I use MAC concealer. It's their strongest one. I'll have to look and see which one it is, but if you go to a MAC counter and ask them, it's kind of liquidy. It comes in a little tin like this, and you can either use a concealer brush or your ring finger. You always want to use your ring finger for creams or makeup under your eye, because it's the finger that you'll be the most gentle with. I always found that interesting. Someone's from Pensacola, Florida. Thanks for joining us today. What else was I going to show you today? Maybe that's it. I actually have lots of crochet here on my balcony. I have a couple of my crochet candle holders, which is a free pattern on my website. You can see they're very sun bleached from sitting out here. Josie Marin has a nice concealer. Okay, good to know. My table out here is... Lost my microphone. Did I? Yeah, I lost my microphone. Let's see if I can. I wanted to show you what I made. Maybelline foundation and concealer works for Annie. That's good. So here's my table. A little messy with all my stuff on it right now, but it's just stuff I wanted to show you. So that's made with 4 different crates. And then over here, I have a jar that I decorated with yarn and beads. And a great saying, there are only 2 ways to live your life. One is though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. Isn't that a nice thought? So every time I come outside, I can look at that and, whoops, I can look at that and remember how important it is to have the right mindset of positivity and looking at everything as something special. And what a great way to end the show. I hope you all have a wonderful long weekend. Be safe. If you're celebrating Memorial Day, great. If you're not, still have a safe and lovely weekend anyways. Let's see, what am I getting? Oh, thank you, Anel. Okay, so if you go to the link go down to the video description, a lot of the things we talked about here this morning are already there. I will be writing blog posts on a bunch of other things that we talked about that are coming soon. I'm going to work a lot on this cardigan this weekend and hopefully get it finished sooner than later. And most likely I'll do the podcast on Monday because I believe Marlon goes to tennis. If he goes to tennis, I'll do it. If he doesn't, I won't. So, and we've got this hideous storm, so it's still up in the air. I haven't heard anything about tennis yet, though. But I'll let you know either way. If I'm going to do it, I will definitely pre-plan. What do you call it? I can't think of the word. I'll post it before it goes live. I don't know. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you either Monday or Tuesday, and hopefully we'll have lots of other fun things to talk about by then. And stay dry. Don't go out in this rain, that's for sure. Let us make time to create, share, inspire today and every day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Not tomorrow. Monday or Tuesday.